Hello and welcome to my channel, I Win to Lose Gaming. Zenless Zone Zero version 1.4 is coming, and this looks like the most promising update to date. And it's no exaggeration to say this changes everything. Here's a quick summary of the top 15 features you can look forward to in version 1.4 for Zenless Zone Zero. Now, I don't usually make live stream summaries for Zenless Zone Zero, but this one actually got me so excited that I couldn't sleep, so here I am making it. It's not an exaggeration to say that they keep overhauling the way that the story is experienced in Zenless Zone Zero. Of course, we're getting the usual a couple new areas such as Port Elpis and Reverb Arena, and also a major story update where I have a feeling we're gonna be hit a bit harder emotionally than we're used to. But previously, they basically got rid of TV mode for recent story quests, and many players, including myself, actually enjoyed taking control of the proxy to help our agents navigate the hollows, which helped us value Bell and Wise's roles in the story. Now, they heard all of our feedback loud and clear in terms of the TV mode being, a bit boring for a lot of people, but at the same time, people also wanted to explore as Bell and Wise through the hollows, so they're adding some segments where we actually control EOS inside of the hollow, collecting trinkets, platforming, and who knows what else is waiting for us. Not only that, but for those that actually missed the TV mode, there's an optional TV mode experience for these story missions as well. Seriously, they went above and beyond to appeal to all of us with different options to experience the story, which frankly is one of the biggest W's Hoyoverse has done, and I personally can't recall the last time I've seen a story mode with two completely different gameplay options to experience like this. Oh, and on top of the main story being updated, we're also going to get Asaba Harumasa's agent story added to the game. Now, of course, what kind of update would this be without new characters? The extremely anticipated Miyabi will be added in version 1.4, and believe me, people have been waiting for her ever since the betas. She appears to have unique frost mechanics, which appears to be an altered ice element. Miyabi's abilities seem to apply freeze, shatter, and frostbite all at once, and allows her teammates to apply more anomaly onto the targets. After building up some stuff, she appears to be able to do some huge nuke damage. For additional ability, she'll want a support character or someone from the same faction. This appears to be perfect with Yanagi and solid with Sokaku, and we'll have to see what other synergies she might have once she's released. Not only that, but Harumasa will also be released in version 1.4. He appears to be an S-rank electric attack agent dual-wielding both the bow and blade. He basically marks the enemy and then does a bunch of powerful slashes. Interestingly, his faction bonus is with stun and anomaly characters, which would make him the first attack class agent to perhaps synergize extremely well with anomaly characters. But this next part is what makes version 1.4 particularly crazy. It's that Harumasa is free. So very similar to Honkai Star Rail's Dr. Ratio, we are all getting a free S-rank husbando, and he'll likely prove to be an incredible asset for everyone's account, so you'll definitely want to log in to claim him. Not only that, but this next part frankly does also change everything, because both the new 5-star characters Miyabi and Harumasa's banners and Wenjin banners will run through the entire version. So no more waiting for 3 weeks for the second half of the patch for the next character, and also perhaps just barely missing out on the character in the first half. Instead, you can pull for either of these characters at any point during the patch, giving you even more opportunities to get who you want. This is a major change to the way banners work and is likely going to persist moving forward. And I'm also curious to see if the A-rank agent lineup changes as well between the two banners, giving you potentially more opportunities to also get the A-rank characters that you want. Okay, but the patch just keeps on getting better with even more new stuff, including 2 new Bangboos with the Section 6 Bangboo agent Gulliver, who no joke utilizes a door in combat. Seriously, who let this little guy into the game? Well, apparently he can just let himself into the game. And we also got another new Bangboo, Brawler Boo as well, who I believe is an A-rank Bangboo. But wait, if you thought some of this stuff changes everything, well, this next change also changes everything with the new Decibel System. Hoyoverse heard our feedback of wanting to use all of our characters' ultimates, so they listened. And now decibels are no longer shared, and instead each individual agent can use their ultimates. As such, the UI has been updated to reflect this with a new ultimate meter under off-field characters' health bars. Now we'll have to see exactly how it works, but it looks like off-field agents will gain a % of the on-field agents' decibel generation. Admittingly, this is likely a bit of a nerf for certain agents that focus on dealing damage during a stun window, or low field time characters like Ellen and Zhuyuan and Bernice, as they won't be on-field much to be building their own ultimates, but hopefully their teams are still overall improved with their teammates being able to use their ultimates to compensate. Meanwhile, some other characters like Yanagi, who really enjoy spending time on field, will definitely appreciate this. Overall though, meta implications aside, I think this is an incredible change and really shows that Zenless Zone Zero is all about responding to player feedback. And yeah, they didn't stop listening to our feedback, which is also reflected in the updated gameplay modes and events for version 1.4. The main version event looks like some fun EOS-focused platforming shenanigans with some combat and with the usual bunch of rewards like the hamster cage pass. But more interestingly to me are the two new endgame gameplay modes. Starting with a new Hollow Zero gameplay mode, Shadows Lost. There's some really interesting stuff going on here, like being able to use underleveled characters and underbuild agents, as this mode will automatically bring them up to a usable level. Not only that, but Ellen, Yanagi, Miyabi, and Billy are getting alternate abilities like this cool Ice Slash for Ellen. I believe these alternate abilities are just tied to this gameplay mode, but is this perhaps foreshadowing of adding alternate abilities to the base game? Frankly, I can't wait to see them perhaps do this in the future, as this could expand character roles as well as change their playstyles. But wait, that's not all, because the second new endgame mode is Deadly Assault. This appears to be seasonal, similar to Shiyu, and focuses on boss-styled fights with 3 challenges. Now you have to use different agents and Bangboos for each challenge, so this means you need to build 3 functional teams. Each type of challenge will also have some type of buff associated with it to help you clear them. Also, your score is based on the damage you do, as well as mechanical stuff like parrying, applying anomalies, and who knows what else. So this is a slightly different rating system that's not just a DPS check. And every week, Deadly Assault or Shiyu defense will rotate, which means likely more rewards, and it definitely means more endgame content and variety. Now there are of course a bunch of additional events, such as this actually really fun looking Bangboo Tower Defense mode. Personally, this has the potential to be a permanent endgame mode in my opinion, and I would actually love to see that. It's crazy to me just how varied and in-depth all these individual minigames can get. Then there's the usual assortment of miscellaneous events such as quizzes, puzzles, bingo, and more collectibles. Now there's also a couple additional nice things that they're adding, like for example, the new Quality Time Hangout mode, where you will spend quality time with eligible agents, walking around with them in the overworld and participating in various activities with them. It's basically an improved version of the current trust events. And finally, you can now also use Ben in the overworld. I'm really curious to see how they handle any potential clipping issues such as small doors and corridors, etc. And yes, with Ben's addition, this also means we can now use all of our characters in the overworld now. Version 1.4 looks to be an incredible patch for Zenless Zone Zero, and frankly there are so many details that I didn't even cover, like various quality of life improvements. Frankly, the amount of content they're adding is absolutely incredible, and the free S-Rank agent is a massive W. Zenless Zone Zero just can't stop getting W's, and we can tell that Hoyoverse is not only listening to all of our feedback, but they've been extremely hard at work implementing it. Let me know what you think about this update and what you're looking forward to the most. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Want to Lose, signing out.